mi gente, welcome to Kiss My Krafts. I hope everybody is doing well, keeping safe, keeping busy, and that everyone is healthy and fine. I am coming to you with a different type of video. I wanted to show you how I set up for a big canvas. I also wanted to share, since I've been diamond painting, how I developed my comfort zone in diamond painting. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So when I am getting ready for an event such as the Chuck-a-Long, I start ahead of time. Some canvases, some kits I open and I kit up right there, okay? Or if it's not for an event, it's just because I want to do it, then I'll kit it up and do whatever. But when I prepare ahead of time, the first thing I do, and I always do this when I first open a kit, but then I do it again when I'm actually going to work up the painting. You know, I like to use my ABs, my sparklers. This is what I keep some of them in, okay? I have more. I need to find a better storage system, but this is what's working for me right now. And these are like those little Glad containers. So, you know, I like to check to see what I have in my stash as opposed to what's on the color list. And if there's some things that are on here, I will get them, because I will get every AB that I can get from Tina that matches this color list. Now, yeah, I know people do stuff where it doesn't have to be the same color, and I don't always use the same exact color. If the color is close enough, it doesn't have to be a DMC number match, but if it's close enough, I may substitute it, and I have done it before. But I like to get all the ABs I can. I don't always use them all, especially in squares, because I prefer round, so I gear to the round ABs and the sparklers and all that. I gear to that and I shop for that. And then for the squares, I only buy when I need. You know, it's not something I'm going to add squares to my stash. No, I usually get a kit and go see what she has and order whatever, even if I'm not doing the kit. But lately once I'm ready to work on it, that's when I do my order. If I have enough notice, that is. And I do have enough notice. So that's the first thing I do. Okay. I looked also to see, now if you look at this already, I've already separated the ones I have in my stash that match here. So these are some of the ones I will be using. And I have one crystal that matches. I'm not sure. I have to see where this goes. And that is the next step. Once I have all the ABs that are matching here and sparklers that I feel may match, I start looking to see how much of this color, let's say for instance 3860, how much of it is used in the canvas. So I'll check to see if it's a big bag or a small bag. If it's a small weighted bag, I'll swap out the whole color. If it's something that's used for the background or in large quantities, like these grays here, I will look to see where they go and I will sprinkle them in. I may do an outline of the AB, but I won't substitute the whole color, because then you're gonna have the whole background looking like the northern light, that northern light reflection that the ABs have, which is like a bluish green, and everything's gonna blend together. And that's the one thing I don't like about, and that's my opinion, that's my preference. I don't like substituting the whole background into an AB. You know, especially in the largely used colors of a background. I don't like the way it looks, but I like to sprinkle them in because it gives it that extra sparkle. So once I establish what I'm going to use. I do mark them here. I sometimes mark these up with little check marks or X's or whatever. I have a different legend in my brain, like a check mark are the ones I have enough of it. The ones with the X's are the ones I don't have and I need to order. And then I'll do a dash for the ones that I have, but I may need more. So yeah, that was a mouthful. So, what was next? You know, I'm gonna be all over the place with this shit. Okay, so once I establish what I'm gonna use, what I'm gonna substitute as far as ABs, then I look at my sparklers, and then I compare sparklers with what I have. Oh, these are pretty. I have better lighting. That's why I don't have my flash on. It might not look as great to you, but I took off my light fixture. I'm getting off track here, but I took off my light fixture and there's room for 3 bulbs and I only had 1. So I'm like, let me put 2 more, and I did, and it just made a little bit of a difference. I could see better. What was I saying? Oh, then I look to see about, I look at my sparklers. These are most of my sparklers. My sparklers for square are separate, I think. So I look to see what I have in my sparklers that I can use on my canvas somewhere. So if I have something that has a purplish hue, I may put it here. If I have something that's yellowish, I may put sunshine. You know, so it depends on what it is. I don't like to steer away from the colors used in the painting because I fell in love with the painting with how it looked. So I want to give it bling. I don't want to change it up. Maybe one day I will take a small painting and change colors, like make a red barn blue. You know what I mean? I might do that. That's going to be an experiment, but I'm not going to do it on a chuck. I want it to look the way it's supposed to, but I want to give it that extra bling. Okay. Why am I out of breath like I ran a marathon? Coño. Okay, so once I establish with sparklers, if any, then I put everything together. So I keep them together. I don't have to do the process all over again because I'm forgetful and I won't remember. So once I'm ready to start my canvas. Now, in the past 2.5 years, I have attacked bigger canvases in different ways. Like when I first started diamond painting, I chose the colors I like best in the section that I would be working on, right? Then I was left with the colors I didn't like, and then I didn't want to finish it because I was bored. So that didn't work. So then eventually I moved on to starting with the shortest side of the canvas, which would make it sideways. Whoa. I would start at one side or the other, and always at the bottom left, and I worked my way this way. So I would do a whole row of one color, whatever fit on the light pad. Let's put it that way. I have a bigger light pad now, so more fits. Thank you, Whitney. So I would work whatever I can do. No, that's not true. That's not true. What I started doing is I would work the whole section that the light pad can light up. So in other words, I was using a smaller light pad when I was doing that. So if this is the part that lights up, this is the part I worked on. So I would do all one color, and I would start off with the color that's needed the most in that section. I would do that whole color and then do the next color. And what I liked about doing the colors that are used most is that you get the blocks of color out of the way, you get all those colors out of the way, and you're left with the confetti, and they're easier to see. For me, I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's easier for me to find the confetti, and I don't have to keep pulling out color, pulling out the colors over and over again because I keep missing one here, one there. So that made me feel like it was just too much of a section to work on at one time. So what I started doing is, this is where my star ore papers come in. I started using the star ore papers, and I would work a row. I would pull the cover back, of course, and then cover a row in star ore papers. Okay. And as I worked, I would pick one color and it would start, and usually it was the one that was used the most. And I would work that color all the way down, removing the papers as I needed and replacing them when I'm done. Because I didn't want my hand, I didn't want dust and all that, because I like to work in long, sessions. So, and then I would put the cover back and leave the papers. I still wasn't feeling like I was accomplishing anything because it would take a long time to finish one color. So now I think I found my comfort zone with how I'm working with Frosty. Okay, I usually clip my canvas to the light pad so it doesn't fall off and doesn't move around. But so once that wasn't making, okay, I'm getting off track, right? Okay, I'm about to repeat something that I already repeated, but first, coffee. So as I worked to roll one color and then move on to the next color, blah, 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 I still felt like I was not accomplishing anything. It took a long time to finish this one whole section, and I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And that makes me get bored with the canvas. But with Frosty, I think I found it. I really think I found it. I like the way this works. It might seem like pulling out the colors more often, but that's not important to me. What's important to me is that sense of accomplishment. So what I do now, I still cover the row that I'm working on, and I would call this one row. The whole length or width, whichever I'm working, usually it's the length, and I will uncover one square, and I will only work on this one square. And what I started doing this when I was doing the whole row. I don't pick random colors, because when you look at it and you start, okay, which one I'm gonna do next, you're wasting time. So what I do is I go in order of the color list. Okay, I go in order. I start with number 1, number 2, and so on and so on and so on and so on until I do the whole row in this section. And you know what? I find that I work faster. I find that I am moving on to the next section. I just feel like I'm accomplishing more in the painting, and it makes me want to keep working on it. Now, I've been in a diamond painting funk recently, and I haven't worked on Frosty as much as I should have, but he's gonna get done because it's beautiful. It's right now on my bed, and with the extra lighting that I put, the fucking sparkle is amazing. I'm sorry for cursing, but it's fucking amazing. Anyway, ow, these are gonna fall. So this is my little bag. This has my Star papers. I do not throw them away unless they get messed up. Like this one's bent. This one might get chucked. Or I might cut a piece, because sometimes I have a little left over on the edge and I don't need a whole one. I do overlap them when they're too big for the end part or too much of it, but this one might just get cut in half. So this has my labels, my Star papers, and I keep them all in this little bag where I can easily reach them in my little 2-tier bookshelf that I have next to my recliner, where all my diamond painting supplies are, and my some of my art supplies are. So yeah, mi gente, this is what I'm going to do for the chuck-along. I hope everybody's seen Mindy's announcement video. You got to see it. Beautiful scenery, beautiful view, and she has a beautiful diamond painting frame that she had worked on before. I will link that video down below. We are starting September 1st. I am so excited because, like Mindy said, this is going to be the best one we ever did. I believe it might be the best one out there. I ain't say that. But this is what I'm going to do. My girl Whitney is going to work on the same one. I am dying to do this. I am planning now. That's another thing I wanted to talk about as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to super bling this out. I did pull out and order, well, I'm going to order a bunch of ABs, but part of that is to add to my stash. But the other part is if I change my mind, I have it on hand, but I may not use them all because I don't want to bling everything on this, okay? I do want to bling out the lining, the darker grays of the mountains, okay? And I want to put sparklers. I have coral reef, I have Jene's flamingo, and I have autumn. And I think I want to put them in there. This coral reef. That's autumn. Can you see them? I'm going to put the flash on for this. Would this not look fabulous in the trees? Okay. So that's when I'll substitute a color, even if it's an AB, because the ABs do go in here, but we'll see. Okay, and then I got Jene's in another one, which I didn't pull out. Oh, here it goes. This says flaming, but I think it's flamingo. Okay, so I want to do that in the trees, and I will bling up some of the flowers and the lighting in the house. I don't know what else I will do. Maybe something in the water, pretty much everything, right? Maybe something in the water, I'm not sure yet, but the definite is the trees, the mountains, and the lighting. I feel the landscape, it's a Chuck Pinson painting, and it's so beautiful. It doesn't need to be changed up so much. I highly believe that the ladies, like Melody, Moonglow, all those beautiful ladies, they deserve all the bling, okay? I'll bling those I'll bling those ladies up. I'm sorry. I'll bling those ladies up. And but landscapes, I feel a little bit differently. So anyway, mi gente, I hope this is helpful for you, and you come away with something. And not really a tutorial, but just my opinion, my views, how I attack a big canvas. This is big for me. I'm not into the 70 by 100s. I can't. I do want to attempt one day, like the ones that I see that are really like, they're kind of like 40 by 90 or 100 or 120, because there's like a cottage with the what do you call those trees? Cherry blossoms, a little stream, because the picture, I see them over and over again in different styles. I really love them, and I got my eye on one in Mian store and on AliExpress, because it has special drills. It has little flowers that you put on the flower areas. It's just beautiful, and one of these days I'll get that one and attempt it. But this is big for me. This is what a 74 by 55, but it seems that that's all I've been doing. My comfortable size is 40 by 50, 30 by 40. I'm comfortable with those. I feel like I finish those and I get them done. But these, they after a while, I get a little burnt out when they're really big. So anyway, mi gente, hope to see you for the Chuck Along. I hope you enjoyed this video. And until my next video, you all take care, okay? Besos.